What is going on, guys? My name is Brandinho and welcome back to the channel. And today we are going to be looking at places you should never search on Google Earth.
Google Earth allows you to explore the entire world, but there are some places you should never search.
Okay.
First, let's head over to Norman's Cay in the Bahamas.
Norman's
There is
Cay.
something very mysterious hiding in these waters. Can't see it? What about now?
I see it,
As you
yeah.
can see, there is a plane in the water.
Okay.
You may wonder what's happened to this crashed plane, and why has it never been recovered? Well, this plane was actually owned by one of the most evil men to ever live. I am talking about Pablo Escobar,
I was thinking more Charles Manson, but hey ho.
drug lord and narco-terrorist of all time. He was the founder and sole leader of the Medellin cartel of Colombia,
Okay.
and he is responsible for taking over 4,000 lives.
Jesus, I don't
But
think I've
how
heard
did
this
his
guy.
plane end up here? Well, Pablo Escobar had many planes going from the USA to Colombia. On the way, the planes would use Norman's Cay as a refueling point. But this plane did not make it to Norman's Cay before it could refuel. The
Damn,
crew dumped
that's
all
quite
of
shallow
their
as
illegal
well.
cargo into the sea. This was so the plane would run on less fuel. But this wasn't enough, and the plane still crashed into the sea, taking the life of the pilot and co-pilot.
That's well shallow as
Everyone was
well.
way too scared to touch this plane. And even the local government
that's
did
what I'm
not want to go
exploring.
near it because of how feared Pablo Escobar was.
I would explore
so
that.
that's why to this day Pablo's plane remains here, rotting away and dissolving underwater.
That's cool, but it's not even that deep, so it's not even that bad. I would explore that, definitely. I'm going to assume that a lot of these places you can't search on Google Earth now, because Google Earth always updates itself anyway. But I'll still search some of them just in case, but I doubt some of them are going to be on there.
Take a trip to Florida, USA. Take a look at this neighborhood. It looks pretty normal, right? Well, that's
What's
what
that? I see
everyone
that.
thought for 20 years. Until one man who was browsing Google Earth noticed something strange. If you zoom in,
I see
you
it.
can make out a shape in this lake.
Oh.
And
I
this
didn't look at
shape
that.
is actually a car. The car belonged to
A
a
car.
man named William Mould. When he was 40, he went for a drive one night and never returned home. It was a mystery because him and his car were never found. His family
wow.
lost hope, but they never forgot about William. But after 20 years, someone noticed the car on Google Maps.
That don't look like a
The
car,
Google
though.
Earth user contacted authorities.
Oh.
And they pulled the car out of the lake.
How the hell do you notice that? 'Cause it doesn't even look like a car.
They found a body, and it was
They found a
later
body?
confirmed to be William.
Oh, wow.
Found 22 years after he went missing. It's believed William accidentally drove off the road and into
That's a
this
long
lake.
time, you know.
It's very sad that he passed away, but his family were grateful to finally have an answer as to what happened to
Yeah.
him after all these years. Moving on, let's take a look at this scary discovery made in Antarctica. In 2020, a Google Earth user spotted something strange
2020?
in
That's
Antarctica.
not too
As
far.
you can see, it appears there is a body that's been left in the snow. There are many research stations in Antarctica, and it's believed one of these scientists may have ventured out and got lost in the snow. It's a very creepy and mysterious find. But
Damn.
because this place is so remote, no one is able to go out here and check. Maybe at some point in the future, we will have more answers about this mysterious figure. But I think an even more mysterious place on Google Earth is found in Ruga Island. Ruga
Don't know what
Island
that
is a
is.
tiny island in Tanzania. If
I
you
never
go
heard this
here on
island.
Google Earth, there isn't much to see. But there is a photosphere. If you click on this, you see something incredibly scary.
Whoa.
There appears to be a dark and dingy room. All over the walls, there are red splatters.
Jesus.
And written on the door, it says, "You trusted the wrong guy." It also says, "You're too
That
late,
can't be there
turn
now.
back now."
That can't
and
be
there also
real.
appears to be a figure holding some kind of weapon. You may be
Nah.
asking, what's going on here? The room does seem to be real, but clearly things have been added. For example, the man
Okay, yeah,
appears
fair
to be
enough, yeah.
computer generated,
Yeah, it
and
must
some
have
of
been,
the
yeah.
graphics also look fake. But either way, this location raises many questions. Where is this actual room? Who created this image? And why did they put it on Ruga Island? It's safe to say this place is incredibly creepy and mysterious.
Alright, this one I want to search. I want to search this one. So it's like around here somewhere. We might put something here. Yeah, I can't even street view this. I tried it, but I just can't street view it. It's like nothing's there at all.
Now let's move on to a scary Google Earth location which is not mysterious at all.
Okay.
In fact, we almost know too much about this place. If you go to this neighborhood on Google Maps, it looks pretty normal. And when you enter Street View mode, you simply see nice houses on a sunny day.
Yep.
Except for this place. You may wonder why one house on this street is blurred out. Why would Google Maps censor this house? Well, this
Weird.
house was one of the worst crime scenes in
Oh, it's
America.
a crime scene house,
The
right.
house is 2207 Seymour Avenue in Cleveland, Ohio. It belonged to a man named Ariel Castro.
Right.
He is one of the most evil criminals to ever live. He kidnapped and imprisoned 3 women at this house. He kept them captive in the basement for over 10 years. But eventually one of these women escaped and they were freed. Of course, after Ariel was arrested and imprisoned, the house was abandoned. But because the house is so creepy, many people began breaking in.
Damn.
They had a morbid curiosity about how the inside of this evil house looked. So
100%.
that's why Google Maps decided to blur out the house. They hoped that by censoring this house, less people would go here and break in.
100% people did rituals in that house or did anything dark in that house just to get some attention.
Now let's head over to the island of Fiji. Do you notice anything strange off the coast of this tropical island? If not, then how about now? As you can
Okay, I
see,
see
a
a plane
plane
there.
has crashed off the
Another plane
coast of
crash?
this island. Oil has leaked out of the plane into the sea. And this bright light is the plane reflecting in the water. It's
Alright.
scary to think who could have been on this plane. I did some research, but it seems the reason this plane crashed is unknown. Now let's look at a very mysterious place found underwater.
Ooh, this
this
would be good.
location is found off the coast of the Bahamas. You may be
Bahamas.
wondering what these mysterious squares are in the water. But here's where things get even more weird. You can actually go into Street View underwater.
Wait, what?
Many believed that this was some kind of lost city found underwater. And there were even some people online speculating this may
There's
be
no
the
way you can
lost
Street View this
city
now.
of Atlantis. But I have an explanation for this mystery. It turns out these mysterious underwater structures are actually a coral nursery. Fragments
wow.
of coral are placed on metal coral trees. They then grow large and healthy enough to become coral reefs. This is a project being done by people restoring the coral reefs of the Bahamas. Various other coral nurseries have been found on Google Earth, and many people wrongly believe they're Atlantis or some kind of lost city. Atlantis may be real, but it certainly is not here.
Right, I need the exact coordinates for that, which I don't have. It didn't exactly say that. It just said Bahamas. That's it. How the hell am I meant to know that? How am I meant to find that?
Let's look at this very small town in the Czech Republic. This place looks like
In
a
Czech
ghost
Republic?
town. But what if
Nice
I
place.
told you it literally is? If you enter Google Street
Whoa.
View mode on this church, you can see it's filled with ghosts. The church is called Costel Savejo Giri, and all around the abandoned church are statues
cool.
of ghosts. Some believe these statues may have been grave markers, but it's very eerie how they appear to be sitting on the pews as if they're real people.
that's creepy as well.
Of course, many say this church is haunted. It was created in 1352 and is no longer used today. It's safe to say this is one very terrifying sight to see.
That looks very cool and creepy at the same time. Well, I gotta see this one. Okay, yeah, it's still like there. Like, it's still got all the ghosties there, but it's more like a tourist attraction now because now you got actually people in there. So yeah, it actually is still there. Okay, so that is quite cool. That generally is actually quite cool. And creepy as well, yeah. But that is quite cool.
Moving on, let's look at this very scary site in Antarctica. In
Antarctica.
the Antarctic Ocean, there is a very mysterious dark blob. But if you zoom into this blob, you see what appears to be a kraken. Krakens are said to be gigantic octopuses. And it does appear that this could be what we're looking at right now.
How's that a
the
kraken?
creature does appear to be an octopus, and it's clearly massive in size. It also seems to have a big white eye, and is making humongous waves in the water.
that a kraken?
This area of the
Doesn't look like
ocean
a
is
kraken.
very unexplored, and researchers say we don't really know what lives in the Antarctica waters. So perhaps krakens or something similar are a real phenomena here.
Okay, so look for that big blobs. Right, again, like, I don't see the exact coordinates of where it's meant to be.
Waters appears to be a real megalodon shark. At least, that's what many people are calling it.
I mean, it's not the
Located
shape
in
of
this
it.
dark patch of water seems to be a massive ocean creature. Some have said this could be a whale or shark, but others say it's far too
Where
big
is
to
that?
be any kind of modern creature. And that's why some speculate this could be a real-life megalodon still alive today.
Oh my god, that actually is there. Look, I found it straight away. That actually is there. Oh wow, I didn't think I was going to find that. I didn't think it was going to exist, but it does, yeah. Oh, that's quite cool. And we have got like these little things as well. So when you see that, and then you also see that, it like thinks, is it actually a megalodon? Is this part of the water? That's what I think. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what it is.
This looks like a very ordinary cul-de-sac, until you enter Google Street View mode. Then if you approach the house at the end of this road, you see a very ominous dark figure on this unbuilt house.
Okay, but that could be a
There are many
person.
theories as to who this could be. Strange dark figures have been reported all over Texas before,
Okay.
and many say that Google Maps caught a Mothman-like creature on camera here. But right now, this remains a total mystery, and we don't really know what this is.
Again, I can't find this one. It's like no coordinates whatsoever. It doesn't help me whatsoever. We found a few. We did find a few that are genuinely are still there. So, I mean, like, yeah, some of them can actually still be there. I really wish I found that room one. That would be really cool to see. But if I had the exact coordinates, maybe. But he didn't have that, yeah. But, you know what? It was quite interesting to see that, the fact that he still had it on there.